Hi, my name is Solo P1 and today we're going to be talking about the 2018 F1 Monaco Grand Prix, and I'm telling you now, they should call it the Ricciardo Grand Prix from the beginning. And by the way, before I even get started, hats off to Red Bull and hats off to Daniel Ricciardo. Well deserved. From the beginning of the Grand Prix on the Thursday, when we started off with the practice session, practice 1 and 2 on the Thursday, Red Bull dominated Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo, but obviously Max Verstappen coming up short in practice 3 with his car, but Daniel Ricciardo from the beginning on the Thursday, like I said, practice session 1 and 2, and then they continued on the Saturday with practice session 3 and qualies, and they dominated the Red Bull car. Daniel Ricciardo dominated, and it was what people thought, really. That's what people thought from the beginning, what was going to happen. They predicted it. Even 2 weeks ago at the end of Spain, they were saying this is Red Bulls to lose in Monaco, when Hamilton won the Grand Prix in Spain 2 weeks ago. All the experts were saying it. The drivers were saying it. They were saying this is Red Bulls to lose, because I think Red Bull has got the smallest car on the season out of all the cars. It's got the smallest car, and I'm telling you now, yeah. And when you got a smaller car for Monaco, it's easier to do to make them corners. Even if it's a fraction of a second, you do that for 57 laps. And you can see what's going to happen. You know you're going to get in front, especially when you start off in pole position, P1. What a race from Daniel Ricciardo. I'm so happy for him. This guy, what he's been through this year, with all his flipping ups and downs of his car, not making a race, falling behind, engine failure, brake failure, everything what this guy's gone through, and now he's been rewarded this Monaco. Finally, because 2 years ago he had P1 in Monaco, but he come up short with his car again. Like I said, the bad luck this guy was going through just this year alone. But I remember 2 years ago when everybody thought, yeah, when he got P1, this is Ricciardo's to win. I mean, Ricciardo's to lose, and he didn't finish it. He had P1, but he didn't finish it, and that all was preyed on his mind. It's like last year as well. He come up short, but finally. He's got his redemption. F1 Monaco Grand Prix 2018, and the winner is Daniel Ricciardo. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. I feel for him. And hopefully he can carry on this form into the next race, which will be in Canada in 2 weeks' time. And hopefully that he does. I'm sure he will, long as they keep that engine going and maintained. And because I think the next the next Grand Prix in Canada, they're gonna have engine upgrades all the cars, so it's gonna be kind of a different story then. Probably Mercedes will probably be favourites to go into the next Grand Prix, but that's 2 weeks away. This is now, and this moment belongs to Daniel Ricciardo. So what I'm going to do now is... Whoa. That's the rain. Can you hear the rain? Anyway, that's the rain. I'm doing my review in my conservatory. Because I've got no room nowhere in the house. And you can hear the rain. I think they can hear me up there, the gods. They can hear me. I think they're happy for Daniel Ricciardo as well. Yeah. Anyway. If you guys can hear it, the rain, I'm sorry if you can't hear me. If you can't hear me, I apologise. And I think it's slowing down a bit now. I don't think it is. Anyway, let's move on. I'm going to dissect the race bit by bit. I'm not going to go into everything. I'm just going to go into the main incidents what stuck out for me. There was about 4 or 5 of them. I thought before the race there was going to be a lot more, Being at Monaco with all the corners, and you know how it goes in Monaco. Nearly every year there's at least 4 or 5 safety cars, 3 virtual safety cars, maybe a stoppage, I don't know. And a lot of the time it rains as well. But this weekend it was relatively okay. So I'm going to get into it. I'm going to start off from the beginning. Well, not the beginning. Everybody got off normal. There were no takeovers in the first sector. Usually there isn't. I think the only person was what took over in the first sector was Michael Schumacher. They were saying that on the TV. Yeah, I think it was 2002 maybe. But that's the only guy who's ever took over, and that's Michael Schumacher. So, and that's the only time it's ever happened. So nobody was expecting a takeover in the first sector when the race started. So everything was going all right until we got to the 6th lap. The 6th lap was under investigation because Sorokin of the Williams didn't fit Williams didn't fit the tyres in the right time. It was it was late when they fit the tyres. I think the cut-off time is 3 minutes to before the race, and they done it 2 minutes before the race. So obviously there was investigating that during the race, investigating it, and Sorokin was awarded a 10-second penalty. So it was like he had to serve it in the pit, 10 seconds, stop and go, which he served, and that's how Williams' race really started. The Williams had a bad showing. The cars was stopping. There was pitting in. I think they're pitting twice because the tyres wasn't going that good on the circuit, and I felt sorry for Williams, but that's been Williams' season. For a manufacturer that big, and for Williams is one of the legendary manufacturers in F1, and they're having these problems. They should never ever be having these problems. They need to sort these problems out, or they're just going to slip down the ladder, and maybe in a couple of years' time we're not going to even see him in the F1. I really want to see Williams in the F1, but the way they're going on, I just can't see him. I can't see it because race after race, bad luck after bad luck, and I don't think them drivers are going to want to stay there. So that was Williams. I think I'm not sure what lap it was. I'm not sure if it's 20. It was between 20 to 25. Daniel Ricciardo. This is when the tension was kicking in. This is when my heart was pumping. I was thinking, no, not again. Ricciardo was starting to have engine problems, so he was slowing down a lot. Vettel was catching him, and I thought, here we go. Not standard procedure for Ricciardo. He has a perfect weekend. The race starts. Either his car crashes or he has engine failure. His engine was slowing down, but for some reason, they sorted it out. He didn't need to pit. They sorted it out, and his car was driving. Well, they didn't sort it out, but it was good enough to drive. The turbo wasn't 100%, but he was still fending off Vettel, and for the whole of the race. So hats off for the engineer, for the engineers of Red Bull for sorting that out. But like I said, he didn't pit. He just carried on, and onto Hartley. He got awarded a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So I don't know what that was about. I remember back in the day that I think you could speed in the pit lane, so they got rid of that. So there's more rules added onto the FIA. The FIA added more rules onto the F1, so making it easy. Eventually they're going to wrap him in cotton wool, aren't they? Eventually I could see it now. They've already got the halo, where the car just looks disgusting, and soon they're going to start putting windows on the car. They're going to look like a normal standard road car. Then you're not going to be able to see the difference between a road car and an F1 car. I can see that's what's going to happen. There's too many rules. Just do what Niki Lauda said. Just let them drive. Just let them drive. Ayrton Senna said it as well. All this before Ayrton Senna died. And then when the technology was started to come into the F1, it said, forget all this technology and all the computers and all the data. Just let them get in the car and drive. This is why a lot of F1 drivers love go-karts, because go-karting is pure driving. Yeah, I think the rain stopped now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it stopped. Sorry, go back to the review. Yeah, this is why a lot of Sorry. This is why a lot of F1 drivers like go-karting, because it's pure driving. There's no data, again, like I said before. There's no computers. There's no one in your ear saying, oh, no, you got to do this, you got to pit in. You just get the car and drive, and only you know when you have to pit in. You feel the car. And then the race was going smoothly after that. There was no incidents, no safety cars. And all of a sudden, we had like Red Bull coming in. Not Red Bull, Alonso was doing well for McLaren, and all of a sudden, lap 53, Alonso's luck kicked in, bad luck kicked in, and he had an engine failure. I'm not sure if it was an engine failure or a brakes failure, but the car stopped, and Alonso was out the race. Again, another legendary driver, Alonso. To me, top 5 driver on the grid, and maybe top 4 driver in the grid. It's just the car he's driving is rubbish. That's basically what it is. The car's rubbish. It's naff. It's naff, as we say in the UK. It's naff. The engine's naff. I hate the colour. The brakes are naff. The gearbox is naff. The whole company's naff. And look at the company, McLaren. McLaren is the second most successful Formula One team in the history. You got Ferrari, second McLaren, and for a company, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself because I said the same thing about the Williams, but for a company the size of McLaren, why are they not doing any better? Why? They should be fighting for the top 3 spots. You got Alonso in the team. Sort it out. Get the brakes sorted. Get your power issues sorted. Come on. You need to sort this out. Why is Alonso having problems with his car? I know you're probably paying Alonso a lot of money to this. So let him go out and do his driving somewhere else, like on the Indy 500s and all that, whatever. But we're on about Formula One now. And for a company the size of McLaren, you should be sorting your business out. Sort it out. So frustrating for a driver like Alonso has to get in this piece of shit car. I know I'm sorry for swearing, but it's a piece of shit car. It's like getting Ayrton Senna or Niki Lauda or current drivers Alonso, putting him in a Mini and thinks you're gonna beat a Ferrari. That's what it is. So just stick Fernando Alonso in a Mini and then get Carlos Sainz in a Ferrari, and we all know that Alonso's a better driver than Sainz. But you think, oh, because it's Alonso, the Mini's gonna beat the Ferrari. It doesn't work that way. A man needs his tools, and Alonso hasn't got his tools. He ain't got nothing to work with. He's supposed to go and build a wall. It's like he wants to go and build a war house, and all he's got in his hand is a screwdriver. That's what you've done to Alonso. Alonso's in a flipping a McLaren classic car, but the engine is shit. So frustrating watching this guy. I know I'm frustrated, but he must be frustrated. Well, getting paid a lot, whatever. But you know what I mean. Come on, he should be fighting for the top spot now. Then let me go on now. Lap 57. Max Verstappen. He started off at the back, and then as the race went on, he was working his way through the pack. Because and on Monaco, fair play to him, the way he works his way through that pack. I think he ended up in 10th or 11th, and there was a classic takeover on the chicane at Monaco. Max Verstappen passing his former teammate Carlos Sainz on the chicane. Just hitting the curb, Max Verstappen, and taking over, and that was one of the highlights of the race. Brilliant job by Max Verstappen. I know he had bad luck in his practice session. He couldn't even make the qualies, and that's why he started at the back. But he made his way through, and fair play to him. And he did well deserved. Where he came from, and it was very hard trying to take over in at Monaco, because there's only about 2 or 3 opportunities to take over in Monaco, and Max Verstappen done well, and he ended up in 9th place. He started off at the bottom in 20th, and he finished in 9th place. So hats off to him. He got on the points board. Fair play to him, and well deserved. And as the race was going on, it was a formality really. The way things were going, it was just whatever. And then all of a sudden, a little bit of action came into it. A little bit of action. I can't believe I'm talking about the Monaco Grand Prix, and I'm saying at the end there's a little bit of action. Because Monaco usually there's a lot of carnage. I don't want to see people get hurt, but sometimes I want to see some action. And there was no action really at this Monaco Grand Prix. To me, it was a disappointed Grand Prix. Obviously, the highlight of it was Daniel Ricciardo winning it, and I'm very, very happy for him. But apart from that, there was nothing. But right at the end, lap 72, Leclerc went play. I don't know what happened. He was coming down the straight. He ploughed right in the back of Hartley's car. Took them both out. Leclerc's all front, the nose smashed up, and the back of Hartley's car, the back wing got smashed up. He was driving into the pit with his wing hanging off the back of the car, and then after that there was no physical safety car come out. It was a virtual safety car that was out for a couple of laps, and that's it really. That's the only bit of action really what came out of this Grand Prix at Monaco. And at the end, that's it. Ricciardo won. He coming in first place. Second Vettel, and third Lewis Hamilton. I think Mercedes done well for the car they had. At the beginning of the tournament, I weren't expecting anything really from Mercedes. Maybe a 4th and a 5th, but Hamilton coming in third. So because Vettel came second, he just gained 3 points on him. There was 17 points between them. Now there's 14. So that's nothing really between them. Yeah, there's nothing between them now. There was there was 15 points between them before. No, 17 points before between them, and now there's only 96. There's 14 points now between them, and before there was 17. So he's gained 15 points on Hamilton. But obviously, coming into the Grand Prix in Canada in 2 weeks' time, Hamilton's the favourite. Yeah. So I'm going to go through the standings, the way it finished. I'm going to go straight on here, and I'll let you know how it... Well, you probably know already now when you see this video. But I'm going to go through it anyway. Yeah, Dan Ricciardo for the Red Bull, 1. Sebastian Vettel for Ferrari, 2. Lewis Hamilton for Mercedes, 3. Kimi Räikkönen for Ferrari, 4th. Valtteri Bottas for Mercedes, 5. Esteban Ocon for Force India, 6. Pierre Gasly for Toro Rosso, 7th. Nico Hülkenberg for Renault, 8th. 9th for Red Bull, Max Verstappen. 10th, Carlos Sainz for Renault. 11th, Marcus Ericsson for Sauber. 12th, Sierra Perez for Force India. 13th, for Haas, Kevin Magnussen. 14th, for McLaren, Sierra Stoffel Van Dorn, sorry. Roman Grosjean for Haas in 15th. For 16th, for Williams, Sierra Sorokin. And 11th, Lance Stroll for Williams, and Leclerc, 18th. 19th, Hartley, Toro Rosso. And 20th, Fernando Alonso got a DNF, didn't finish. So that was the Monaco Grand Prix review. My final, it's not really a review, it's my thoughts, whatever. Review, final thoughts. So 2 weeks time we're after Canada. Completely different track to Monaco. It's more of a speed track, a bit like Spa, the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a little bit like that, so it's going to be more. So it's going to favour the Ferrari and the Mercedes. But I hope Red Bull do well. I hope Red Bull don't have no more car issues, no more engine failure, no more tyres falling off, no more gearbox changing, whatever. I hope Red Bull have a good showing and make this season competitive. I'm going to stop this review in a minute because I think the rain's starting up again. So I'm going to stop this review. So, yeah, it was decent. Out of 10, I'll probably give it 6 out of 10. Really, I don't really like giving any, number on it, really. Yeah, about 6 out of 10 for me, for the Monaco Grand Prix this year. Like I said before, my other reviews, Monaco Grand Prix is not my favourite. It's probably my least favourite Grand Prix. I love my favourite Grand Prix, as you probably know, is the Belgian Grand Prix. I like Silverstone. I like Abu Dhabi. They're my 3 favourites. So that's it, really. So there's nothing more really to say. You can follow me on Twitch on solo_P1. I stream games on there. I try and stream games daily. I'll be streaming some F1 2017, probably today or tomorrow. Assetto Corsa, R Factor, Race Room. I stream them all. Forza Motorsport. I stream all of them. I also stream Call of Duty as well. And I've started to review some. I've started to do videos on WWE Raw. Like I said, I'm gonna start off doing Raw. I done my first video last week. It was only like a 6-minute video, and my thoughts on Raw from last week. And I'm gonna be doing a video this week on Raw. So look out for that on my channel. That'll be up on YouTube on Solo P1, and follow me on Twitter as well on Solo P1. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time for the next review, final thoughts video, and the review on the qualifying in Canada. Hopefully it'll be better than this one. If you guys love Monaco, a lot of people do love Monaco. Good for you. I'm not really a big fan of it, but everyone's got their own opinion, ain't they? So that's a good thing about this world, the way it is now. Social media and whatever. Everybody's got their own opinion. I just don't like Monaco. I like the speed tracks. I like when they're really fast downhill. That's why I love the Belgian Grand Prix. That is my favourite. I love when this Belgian Grand Prix starts and it's just pure speed, and there's so much opportunity to take over as well. So I like tracks like that. But if you like Monaco, hats off to you. Like I said, I've got to stop the video now because the rain's starting up. Because I'm filming this in my conservatory today, and usually I film it upstairs, but today, because there's no room upstairs today, I'm filming it in my conservatory. I hope the sound's okay, but I'm gonna go now. So this is my final thoughts on the 2018 F1 Monaco Grand Prix race day, and thank you very much, guys. Bye.